Bell's Cooking Corner. Glad to have you around. Today's dish, we're doing Scallop Ceviche. It is early October here in San Francisco, Fleet Week weekend. Of course, this is our summer, so this is more of a summery dish that I'm putting here together. It was something I actually did a couple weeks ago in Tahoe. Shout out to the MPO9 crew, what up? And I'm redoing it a little differently. Another type of pepper, some Anaheims, and actually some grilled pineapple. As you can see here, or maybe not because you're really far away, as you can see, we have a bowl here. It was originally about 1 3/4 pounds of scallops that were chopped up pretty small, about half centimeter, 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch, maybe a little smaller if you want to get technical about it. I've drained off some of the liquid that it was sitting in, but wanted to make sure that while it was cooking, it was, because if you know ceviche, it cooks in the lime juice. It's not actually heated at all, but the acid from the lime and lemon juice and actually a little orange juice I put in is really what makes it have that meatier texture than just raw sushi fish, and technically it has been cooked a little bit. So what I did first is I actually went and cubed up the peppers. We have green, orange, yellow, and red. And it was pretty simple. I cut them each in half. These are each half a pepper's worth, diced up. I cut them in half. I cleaned out the inside. I don't know if it's considered the pith on a pepper. I'll have to look that up. But the white part I scraped out. You don't need that. It's soft. It doesn't have the color that I'm looking for the ceviche. Cut it into strips, lined them up, and then chopped them crosswise. And that's how you get the nice little dice on these. As well, I cut up the red onion, actually even a little smaller than the pepper, just so it's not quite as harsh when it's mixed in. Along with that, we have cilantro, diced pretty far, or minced even, really. Certainly the smallest of everything I cut here. I have an extra lime on hand. As well, there is a Anaheim chili that I've cut up in half and diced as well. I have some cumin on hand, some extra virgin olive oil, salt and pepper, and of course the newest addition, and what I think might give this one a little pop, was some marinated pineapple that has been grilled. It was marinated in olive oil, salt, pepper, and cayenne, a healthy dose of cayenne to give it a little heat to go with the sweetness. And when mixed in, it'll be nice. I'm not using any jalapenos today. Some people put fresh jalapenos in ceviche. But instead I'm going with some cayenne, cumin, and some Anaheim pepper to give it a little kick. What I did with the pineapple is I sliced it, of course, into big rings. I trimmed off the edges of the pineapple. You don't obviously want to eat those are tough and scaly. And then I put on some olive oil, salt, pepper, and a healthy coating of cayenne, as I said. Let it sit for a bit, and then grilled it on both sides. It softens it up a little bit, it helps release some of that sweet flavor, and grilled pineapple is actually one of my favorite ways to do any type of fruit. But now we're just gonna mix them. It's pretty simple from here on out, since I've done all the prep work, and let's give it a shot. All right, first, I'm gonna start with the peppers. I'm just gonna toss them in there, and I don't know amounts offhand to begin with, so I started with half a pepper each. But given the amount of scallops we have, I don't want to, overpower the scallops with other things. So it looks like what I'm doing is about 1/4 pepper each. Obviously, you can use fewer colors of peppers and perhaps use more of them. But for me, as much of the scallop ceviche is certainly in the color as it is in the flavor. I'm going to add in actually some of this Anaheim pepper as well. So I'm going to mix this up. It's got that really, really nice color going on here. And it looks like it could actually take some more of the pepper, which is great. We're gonna go for all of the pepper here. So let's do it. Nice easy numbers to work with now. We'll call it half of each of these color of peppers. I'm gonna put the whole half of an Anaheim in there as well. All right, now that we've done that, one of the last steps is that we have this pineapple here. Now the pineapple, it has some juices in there. I'm just gonna give them a taste. Oh, they're good. They have a bit of the barbecue char on them, some of the cayenne, some of the olive oil. Definitely has a nice lingering sweet heat in your mouth, which is delicious. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put half of this in, some of that juice, because the juice is really good. I'm going to put the rest of it in. So this was 2 circles worth, 2 slices, about ½ an inch thick of pineapple, maybe 1/3 of an inch thick. Not too thick, because I just wanted to do an easy sort of cross cut when cubing it up. Oh yeah, that's really coming in there nicely. All right, so what do we have left? We have the cilantro, which, oh, too late now, it is in. I love it. I'd say that's about 3 tablespoons of cilantro in there. I'm gonna mix that up. Give it a smell in a sec, see if it's cilantro-y enough. I don't want to overpower the other flavors, but certainly give it a bit of that tasty, tasty cilantro undertones. Okay, let's get about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in there. Kind of coats everything. You know, you don't want it to dry out. You know, I poured out a lot of the juice from when it was cooking, a lot of that lime juice, because what happens is that the scallops have a lot of water in them as well, and I think it gets leached out as they're sitting and cooking. And so what you end up with is, yeah, there's a lot of lime juice in there, but there's also going to be a lot of just seawater, scallop water. Don't really want to deal with that. So I got rid of it, and what I'm going to do is just add in some fresh lime juice at the end. Give it a little more of that limey kick. Oh man, that is beautiful. I'm going to go off to this camera right here, give it a little show, see if it can see what I'm talking about here. Looking very nice. And of course, for the audience out there, hello. Okay, let's do this lime. Just as always, I roll it out, try and break up all the cell membranes on the inside. Makes it easier to juice. Unfortunately, I used all my easily juiceable limes earlier, so I'm stuck with this guy, which is a little firmer, so I don't know how much juice I'm going to get out of here, but I got some more in the back room if needed. All right. Oh no, I'm getting some juice out of this. It's not bad. Let's get this one. Oh yeah. Oh, it's that battery. Or out of tape anyway. All right. And I'll let you all know afterwards if I end up adding anything more, changing anything once it stirs and sits for a bit. 'Cause I mean, these flavors, you know, now that I've added the peppers and cilantro and the onion, cumin and everything, the flavors are definitely going to have to sit for a second. I'm going to put a touch more of this olive oil in. I love a little olive oil. This is nothing, no fancy olive oil here, that's for sure. But it is tasty. Okay. All right, so that is your scallop ceviche. It's very simple. The prep time, gosh, this is obviously for a party. It's a batch that's big enough for, you know, dip, maybe 12 people or so. I'd say it took 15 minutes for the scallops dicing, 15 for the peppers, maybe about an hour of prep time. Then of course you have to let the scallops sit for a bit and then add it all together and let them sit again so that the flavors can meld. So I'm going to go put this back in the fridge because again we don't want the scallops getting too warm, and we're going to call it a day. So thanks for coming back. Try this out, let me know how it works, and I will see you around Braswell's Cooking Corner. Bye.